Alright, so what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing great. We are back in the kitchen, but this time we are not going to be cooking today. Instead, I'm going to show you how to track your food, and I'm going to explain why it's important to track your food. So let's first start with the why. Why should you track your food, right? We hear it all the time. We hear that it's very important, especially tracking ahead of time. Let's just say, for example, you say that you eat normally, and you say that you eat healthy. You have your vegetables, you have your fruits, you eat your lean meats, but you still say, man, I'm not losing the weight that I want, or I'm just gaining all this weight. What's going on, right? I hear it all the time. I hear people say that they only eat a few meals and they don't know why they're still why they're still gaining weight. Well, I would say it's because you're not tracking those little snacks that you're eating throughout the day. Trust me, I've been there. I'm one that has done that before, and I probably still do that, right? But it's very important to track ahead of time. Let me show you why. Here I got fudge strips. Now, these are possibly my favorite cookies in the world, right? I love these cookies growing up, and actually looking at the nutritional label, it surprised me, because it's like, I can honestly sit down and eat about half of this pack. But to my surprise, 2 cookies is about 140 calories. Now let me put that into perspective. So right now I'm reverse dieting, right? And I'm gonna show you a little transformation that I have for 3 weeks. Now what that means, reverse dieting, is that I'm slowly adding calories, and that is gonna help me boost up my metabolism, or should boost up my metabolism, and I should be being able to eat more and more every week. Now I am 6'2", I'm about 200 pounds, so I can get away with adding in about 100 calories. So if you're about my height, about my stature, and you're interested in reverse dieting, I highly recommend that you go for something high like that. Unless you don't want to, 50 calories is usually the normal, right? Adding every week. So if I'm adding 100 calories every week, I can't even eat 2 cookies. I can't even add 2 cookies, technically, right? Because it's 140 calories for 2 cookies. Not tracking the little snacks that you're eating here and there can actually add 100, 200, possibly even 500 calories, especially when it's processed food like this. So that's why it's very important to track ahead of time, right? If you are craving something, if you're craving ice cream, if you're craving cookies, if you're craving cupcakes, whatever it may be that you're craving, I highly recommend that you track that ahead of time, right? Many times that I'm craving a donut, I like to track that ahead of time. I like to eat around that donut, especially if I was in a cutting phase. I would like to do that, right? Now, of course, I can eat more calories, thank God, but now I can eat more calories, and I can get away with more of these processed foods. So that is the why. Again, it's very important. But let's go ahead and go to the how. How do you track your food? Where do you start? What do you have to do to get to starting to track your food? Now, the first thing, if you're brand new to this, if you have no idea how to do this, I highly recommend that you download Myfitnesspal. Now, Myfitnesspal, for me, has been the best app that I've used. I've used multiple apps before. This has to be the best app for many reasons. 1, it's simple, it's easy to use, right? 2, it has a big database, which means it has many different restaurants, it has many different items that you can choose from that are very accurate to the macros and the calories that's actually on the food. We're going to use Myfitnesspal. Here it is. Now, I've already tracked for today, so I'm going to go ahead and track on to tomorrow. So it breaks it down very simple. This is going to be your diary. If you go to the home, this is what it's going to look like. Of course, these are the nutrients remaining for today. But like I said, we're going to use tomorrow. That way we have a blank diary. So for tomorrow, here are my calories and my macros for this week, right? I start every Sunday adding 100 calories based on my reverse diet, and it's actually going really well. I highly recommend for somebody that has been cutting for a while to do this process. Now, I'm at 2,500 calories. I'm at 200 grams of protein. I'm at 65 grams of fat, and I'm at 279 carbs. So I have a lot of my macros. I have a lot to work with. Now, first things first, if you're new here, if you are new to macros, if you're new to calories, I do not recommend these being your calories and your macros. Everybody has a different calorie and macronutrients. So please do not use these as for you, right? It depends on your height, it depends on your weight, it also depends on your age. So I highly recommend that you can look up different calculators, but the best way to find out what your calories are, I'm going to show you how to do that, is by just normally and by tracking what you already normally eat. Now, what you would start by doing is just going about your day normally. Whatever you normally eat, track that, right? So I'm going to use me as an example. So I eat a lot of French toast. That's like possibly my favorite breakfast. But another favorite breakfast that I have, and something that a lot of people do probably eat in the morning, especially if they're on the go, is cereal. So I'm going to show you tracking cereal. Now we're going to start with breakfast. So I'm going to add my food, and the cereal that I like to eat is Special K. Right? Simple. It has good macros. It has good protein. So that's what I normally eat. So as you can see, 39 grams is one serving. I'm going to put 2 servings because I usually eat about 2 servings of the cereal. It's 300 calories, 58 carbs, 1 gram of fat, and 14 grams of protein. I'm going to add that. Now, the next thing is we're going to add some milk. So I like to eat my cereal with the fat-free Fairlife milk. Here I have 160 calories, 12 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fat, and 26 grams of protein for 2 cups of the milk. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now, one thing to notice is up here where it says breakfast, it shows me my macros specifically for that meal. Now, this app doesn't normally come with it. You would have to get Myfitnesspal Pro if you feel that you're going to use this daily. I highly recommend that you do get it. But if you're not one that you're going to do this daily, if it's just something that you're going to, especially if you're new to this, I would wait a little bit, get accustomed to doing it, and then if you really want to, you can purchase it. It's about $50 a year, not too much, right? We usually spend that in a week. So I would recommend getting it if you are really going to use it. So that'll be breakfast. The next thing, let's say lunch. Let's say you're working, you don't have time to meal prep, you have no time to cook your lunch, so you're gonna go ahead and eat out, right? McDonald's. McDonald's is a restaurant chain that is all over the world. It's gonna be a restaurant chain that everybody can relate to. So let's go ahead and say, for me, for example, what I used to eat. Right now, I do. Anytime I go to a fast food restaurant, and I recommend it, especially if you're trying to better your health and you don't have those, if you can't cook at home, I highly recommend that you go for healthier options. Usually the grilled chicken is what you should go for. But I'm going to go ahead and use an example of what I used to eat. Now, if I type in McDonald's, right, you're going to see right up here, it shows you a menu, McDonald's menu. That is going to be very helpful because then you can multi-add. You can add it specifically from the McDonald's menu. Now, when you're choosing these options on Myfitnesspal, I highly recommend that you use the green check, right? That's going to be something that's certified, right? Certified, or that Myfitnesspal has already looked into. They've kind of looked at the macros, they've looked at the restaurant macros and the calories, and they've matched them. So we're going to go ahead and click in there. It has all these different options. But let's say me, for example, I used to eat a double quarter pounder. I used to eat that possibly every time I'd go to McDonald's before. I'd always eat the double quarter pounder. So we're gonna go ahead and look up the double quarter pounder, and we got it right here, and I would of course get it with cheese. Here are the macros: 750 calories, 42 grams of carbs, 43 grams of fat, and 48 grams of protein. Now I don't recommend this because that fat is getting so close to that protein, and you don't want that ratio. You don't want the ratio of fat to protein. You want something with you want leaner meats. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna use this option. Now let's go to French fries. So I would always get the French fries. So we got the French fries, and I would always get the large French fries, So let's go to large French fries, just like that. You're gonna see 500 calories just in French fries. 63 grams of carbs, 25 grams of fat, and 6 grams of protein. That is not healthy. That is not a good option, but for the sake of this video, again, we're going to use that option. So we're going to go check mark. Next, our drink. Now, I would always get a Diet Coke, a diet drink. So let's go ahead and look for Diet Coke. So right up here. Diet Coke, I'd always get a large, 0 calories, 0 carbs. Usually every Diet Coke that you drink or that you get is gonna have 0 everything. So we're still gonna get that. And we are done for lunch. Now you can see lunch is 105 carbs, 68 grams of fat, and 54 grams of protein with 1,250 grams or 1,250 calories. Now, again, like I said, this is not a healthy option for your meal for lunch, right? You can see that 68 grams of fat to 54 grams of protein. That is not good. That ratio is not good. You're gonna want that fat to be a lot lower, okay? So like I said, I would get that option of grilled chicken. Now, let's look at dinner. Oh, as you can see, now another thing that Myfitnesspal Pro has is that right up here you have your nutrients remaining. So that's a good thing, because then for me, I can see what I still have to eat and what macros I still need. So it shows me my carbs that I need. You can see that my fat, I've already gone over by my fat, right? My protein, I still need 106 grams of protein. It's gonna be very hard to get that high amount of protein without getting the fat. And I have 791 calories. Now, let's go to dinner. Dinner, let's use Chipotle. Everybody knows Chipotle. Everybody likes Chipotle, I would say. So, again, the menu's right there. Very simple, very easy to use. You're gonna go ahead and build your meal, right? Just like you would at Chipotle, you're gonna do the same thing here. So let's just say you get the burrito. Click on the burrito. First, you're gonna go ahead and click down here in the multi-add. You're gonna click on the burrito. Then you're gonna go ahead and look at chicken, but you can actually click on it. I get double chicken, so we're gonna look at double chicken right there. I like to get the white rice. I like to get the pinto beans. So for the Coke, we're gonna get the Coca-Cola Zero. For the cheese, I get cheese on mine. Then I'm gonna get the roasted corn, and that's about it. So I'm gonna add that, and that's a total for my dinner is 118 grams of carbs, 38 grams of fat, and 89.5 or 90 grams of protein with 1,140 calories. Now, that is a better ratio when it comes to fat to protein, only because your protein is almost triple as your fat. Now, as you can see, there's a negative there. That means that I've gone over by 349 calories. I've gone over by 42 grams of fat. I've gone over by 14 grams of carbs, and I still have 17 grams of protein that I have to eat. Now, this is not good, right? That means that I've eaten 2,800 calories. I've gone over by my calories. I've strayed away from my plan, which is not good. And that means that I do not have a snack. That means that later on at night, if I want to eat something, technically I won't be able to, because I've already gone over by so much. Okay, so that's why I say track before. I would actually recommend you track the day before, if not the day before, that same morning, because then you can see what you're gonna eat. Then you can kind of make healthier choices, and then you don't give yourself that option. You tell yourself, I'm gonna eat that, and I've already put that in my plan, and that way later on at night, if you're watching Netflix, if you're watching Hulu, you get to enjoy those snacks that you like to eat. Now, when you go here to more, it's gonna show me my profile, right? So let's go down to nutrition. We're gonna go to nutrients, and here is a nutrient breakdown. That's for today. For tomorrow, which was the example that we're using, you can see what the macros are. So it says we see here that it's 184 grams of protein, 293 grams of carbs, and 107 grams of fat. Now, you got to be very careful with this, right? Because it's recommended to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I'm 200 pounds, so that means I'm gonna eat 200 grams of protein. And I'm not reaching that, right? Now, it's not too scary if you go under a little bit, but especially if you go over by fat by that much, that is not good. You're in the red. So what the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna track what you normally eat. Once you track what you normally eat, right? And this is what you should do this for a week long. Whatever you normally eat, track it. But then I would weigh yourself every single day. That way you can have an idea if you're going up in weight or if you're going down in weight. And again, I can't stress it enough, don't change anything. Just eat what you normally eat. This is gonna be the best option to find out what your specific macros are, or what your calories are that you need. So you weigh yourself every day. So let's just say you go down in weight. That means that whatever you're eating, right, for that average, the average of the week, that means that you are at a deficit. What that means is you're eating less than what you need to maintain your weight, right? That's only if your weight goes down. If your weight goes up, that means that you're in a surplus. That means that you're eating more than what you need to maintain your weight. If your weight stays the same, that means that you're at maintenance calories. That means that you are there, right? So if you're at a surplus and you want to lose weight, simple, just lower down your calories. If you're at a deficit and you want to gain weight, simple, then you higher up your calories, right? It's as simple as that. Now, usually with Myfitnesspal, when you set up your profile, it's going to ask you how many pounds you want to lose, and let's say you say 1 pound, and that usually what happens with Myfitnesspal, they don't know really your calories. They're basing it off of a chart. Everybody's different. So what happens is they're going to make your calories go all the way low. So if you're new to Myfitnesspal and you're wanting to find out what your calories are at a maintenance, or want to know what you're eating and what it's doing to your body, I highly recommend you put whatever there, but then do not focus on those calories. Focus on just tracking your food daily and seeing what you are eating and seeing what calories and what your macros are that you're eating, to see if you're going up in weight, if you're going down in weight, if you're staying at maintenance, right? And then you can actually adjust as you need to. So when I first started tracking my food and I noticed that I would go over, that would make me have negative thoughts, and that would make me feel like, you know what, I can't do this. I'm not capable of doing this, and I would just give up. I would give up for the whole week, and then I would eat whatever I would eat. I wouldn't track it, and then I would try to get back on it, and I would notice that my weight had gone up or even more. So that's why it's important that if you do go over, do not stop. Don't stop because you're having those negative thoughts. Just tell yourself, you know what, I messed up, I didn't do as good as I was supposed to, but tomorrow I'm gonna be better. Always strive to be better the next day. You're gonna take this day by day, because day by day is the best way to do it. If you need ideas for nutritional meals, I have different meals that I've prepped and that I've shown here on YouTube, so you're welcome to look at those videos. I'm gonna leave one right up here. Go to my channel and you can look at all the different videos that I've made. So please don't over stress about it. It's not something that you should over stress. Again, I know I'm saying that you're in the red if you go over, but again, if you stress, I have seen it a lot with other people that they stress and they say, I've gone over. So then what happens is the next day they starve themselves, which is even worse than going over by your calories. So if you go over by your calories, don't worry, don't stress so much, and just say that tomorrow I'm gonna do better, and just keep your macros. Trust me, I've done a 5,000 calorie challenge, I've done an 8,000 calorie challenge, and you might think that I'm gonna gain all this weight, and I do. The next day I gain 5 pounds, I've gained 6 pounds, right? But then I keep what my calories are, and my weight just goes back down, because the weight isn't just fat. It's not gonna be all fat. It's not gonna be all gone, right? It can be water weight. It can be that you're bloated. It could be many different things that is going on with your body. So I hope this video has been informational. I hope this video has helped you a lot. You're welcome to share this video with anybody that is trying to get into tracking their food, trying to better themselves. But yeah, also go ahead and follow me at AdrianBeFit. That's going to be my Instagram. I have a lot of different workouts that I post. I have a lot of great information, so go ahead and follow me there. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new, and comment down below on what else would you like to learn when it comes to tracking your food. What are the tips are you looking for when it comes to bettering your health? But yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you stay safe, I hope you stay healthy, and I hope you stay active.